Chloroflorocarbon, CFCs, are non-toxic, non-flammable chemicals containing atoms of carbon, chlorine, and fluorine. They are used in the manufacture of aerosol sprays, blowing agents for foam, and packing material as solvent and as refrigerants. These chemicals with inherent chemical stability have long lifetime in the atmosphere, in the range of 40 to 150 years. They drift up into the stratosphere and become involved in chlorine-releasing reactions through photo-induced scissions of a CCl bond. The radical Cl is long-lived in the upper atmosphere, where it catalyzes the conversion of ozone into O2. Just one CFC molecule can destroy tens of thousands of ozone molecules. Ozone molecules absorb UV radiations, so its depletion allows more of this high-energy radiation to reach the Earth's surface.
In 1980, scientists discovered a hole in the ozone layer above Antarctica due to these ozone-depleting substances, ODS. CFCs are not only known for their devastating effect on the ozone layer, but they are also potent greenhouse gases. They are known to warm the atmosphere thousands of times more efficiently than carbon dioxide. This means that, although it might exist in much smaller atmospheric concentrations than other greenhouse gases, their impact can be just as significant. Therefore, CFCs contributed to temperature rises and sea ice loss in the Arctic by direct radiative warming. It has been found that CFC has also led to Arctic amplification, where the Arctic has warmed at roughly twice the rate as the entire globe.
Did you know that MIT researchers have found that most of the present emission of CFC-11 and CFC-12 is likely coming from older facilities or the CFC banks that use CFC in manufacturing, including building insulating foam, refrigerators, and cooling systems? The first evidence of healing in the Antarctic ozone layer was discovered in 2016. For more than a decade, practically every nation signed on the Montreal Protocol, resulting in this significant environmental milestone. These countries pledged to protect the ozone layer by phasing out the production of ozone-depleting chloroflorocarbon, which are also potent greenhouse gases. However, scientists have identified unusual significant emission of CFC-11 and CFC-12, suggesting that the prospect of manufacture of the prohibited compounds that may be in breach of the landmark global treaty. It was found out later that it is mostly coming from the CFC banks. The researchers suggested a potential future scenario forecast that in 2020, if all banks were destroyed and recovered, there would be lower CFC emission in the atmosphere. This approach would have the same impact on greenhouse gas emissions as avoiding the equivalent of 9 billion metric tons of carbon dioxide emitted to the atmospheres.
While the vast majority of ozone-depleting substances, such as chloroflorocarbons, are chemicals that destroy the Earth's protective ozone layer, in order to avoid their usages, each one of us can help in the following ways. Firstly, buy air conditioning and refrigeration equipments that do not use chloroflorocarbons as refrigerant. Secondly, buy aerosol products that do not use chloroflorocarbons as propellants. Thirdly, conduct regular inspection and maintenance of air conditioning and refrigeration appliances to prevent and minimize refrigerant leakage. Fourthly, for existing air conditioning and refrigeration appliances that operate on chloroflorocarbons, the refrigerant should be recovered or recycled whenever an overhaul of equipment is to be carried out. Replacing and adapting such equipment to operate on non-chloroflorocarbons refrigerant should be considered too. Lastly, when it's time to service your car's air conditioner, ensure that the refrigerants are properly recovered and recycled rather than discharged to the atmosphere.
For conclusion, CFCs can bring huge damage to our society, our animal, our trees, and our earth. Drastic change should be taken to help our environment go better. Thank you.